Hey everyone, it's Tony. In this video, I'll be going over a medium-level SQL interview question that was asked by Snapchat. It's called Sending versus Opening Snaps. In this problem, we're given two tables. The first one is the activities table. And this table basically documents all the actions presented by Snapchat users. So we can have open, send, or chat on Snapchat under activity type. And we have an activity ID to differentiate each one of these activities as an integer, and also a user ID to differentiate the users from each other, also as an integer. So user 123 here is the same user. And activity date here documents what date and time the user presented that action. So here, user ID 123 open a snap on this date in this amount of time. I'm not sure what the units are, but it's a floating point number. The second table is the age breakdown table. And this gives us information on all the users and what age range they fall in. So we can see that here, user ID 123, same as up here, falls in the age bucket 31 years old to 35 years old. And 456 is 26 to 30, and so on and so forth. Now, what do we want to output from these two tables? In the first column, we have age bucket. And these are the unique age buckets of all the users who either opened or sent a snap. So we can see in this row that user ID 789 has activity type chat. And 789 here is the only user of all the users who performed activities in the age range 21 to 25. So therefore, 21 to 25, this age bucket isn't included in this column because of all the users ages 21 and 25, no one opened or sent a snap. And for 26 to 30, we only have user ID 456, as you can see in the activities table. And 31 to 35, we have user ID 123 only in the activities table as well. Now, this question wants us to do calculations based on the users in this age bucket, namely their send percentage and their open percentage. The question gives us the formula up here. And in order to calculate the send and open percentage of each age bucket, we sum all the users of that age bucket in terms of sending and opening, and then divide it by their sums. So a very simple formula. So what this first record is telling us is that of all the users ages 26 to 30 on Snapchat, 65% of the time they're sending, and around 35% they're opening snaps. But of all the users in the age bucket 31 to 35, only 44% of them are sending snaps and 56% of them are opening snaps. The example the question gives us only has one user to represent each age group, but in terms of the test cases, it can be way more. So that's the general idea. We also have to multiply the percentages by 100.0 to ensure we end up with a floating point percentage, in case there's integer division here. Now let's get to the coding. The first step we need to do is join the activities table and the age breakdown table, our two tables. And here I just aliased it as age to keep things simple. And we inner join them on their user IDs because that's their common ID and the information we want, as you can see here. And as stated previously, we only want the records where the activity type is either an open action or a send action. And we have a where condition here to only select the rows where a user either opened a snap or sent a snap. So in this case, we skip this one. This would filter this out. And finally, we want to group by the age bucket because in our final output, this age bucket column is not repetitive, it's unique. And following this, we need to first select the ages age bucket. As you can see, that's the first column in our output, and calculate these two columns somehow. So what I did was first have a column called the send time spent, which is the time spent sending of each age bucket, which is the time spent sending of all the users in each age bucket. So what I did there is use the sum function and summed all the activity types of send of that specific age bucket. And if it's not a send, then we just add 0, which basically means we don't count it in the time spent sending, which is what we want. And my second column is the time spent opening, where I sum all the instances where the activity type is open. And if it's anything else, I add 0, because we only want to sum all the activities that are open. And the third column I created is the total time spent, where I sum all the activities, because that's what we want to divide by to calculate our percentages. Here, what I did next is wrap all of this, the output of this query, this table, in a with as statement. And I named it snap statistics. And following this, as you can see, we're going to use this as a common table expression to select from to make our life more easy. I also want to show you guys this table, what it looks like now. So to summarize, I'm creating an intermediate table where I have the age buckets all unique, only where we have activities in send or open, and these floats are their respective send times of all the users in this age group, open times, and the total time spent, which is just the sum of these. And same goes for 26 to 30 and 31 to 35. And the next step is I want to use this table and select from it to bring it to this table. And to do that, I also selected the unique age buckets that we group by, because that's what we want here again. And we need 2 more columns called send percentage and open percentage as I alias here. And to calculate them, we divided by the total time spent sending or opening. So that's this. And then we multiply that by 100.0 to get our percentage. And the question also wants us to round the percentage to 2 decimal places in the output, which is why we have this round function as an outer bracket to 2 decimal places. And a similar thing goes for the opening percentage. Instead, we use the opening time spent of all the users instead of the send time spent. And we select all of this from snap statistics, which is our common table expression created here. So this would be all of this. As you guys can see, this looks exactly like what we want. Submit, and it was accepted. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Please consider to like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.